What's up guys, Icebreaker here. I'm going to show you some tricks how to use the Lasertron. As you can see, the traders just popped up on my screen to say that we've got the Lasertron. We've got it for a week, so let's jump in and I'll show you how to rock these absolute bad boys. Here we go then guys. As you can see, I've loaded all my boats with Lasertrons. And now, as you can see, we can now fit two. Yes, that's right, 2 Lasertrons per boat. Guys, I can't tell you enough how absolutely insane this troop loadout is going to be. When you could only land 1 on each boat, these things absolutely dominated in crab. They are literally the strongest proto troop that I know of so far anyway. They do cost a bit of GBE to land, so I'm on my Smoky Assassin account because I've got a few more GBE statues on this one. As you can see, health is 2,500, damage is 1824. But the best thing about these isn't the initial damage they do, it's the splash damage that they do. So I'm going to boost up some GBE statues so that we can land them all, because this is going to be absolutely nuts. Don't need to worry about any troop damage, they're plenty strong enough as it is. I do have a troop health statue which helps. Got that mainly for crab, but it will help with bullet when we do this too. So what I've done is I've got 7 boats of Lasertrons, 1 boat of medics, and right now I'm going to run bullet with energy drink. Let's find a victim. Right, guys, the trick is with these things, like I said, it's not the initial damage they do when they shoot at the defense, it's the splash damage that they do, okay? So what I mean by that is, when you watch these things, let's say they're shooting at this flamethrower, okay? They're going to come up here around these mines somewhere, they're going to shoot at the flamethrower, but as the laser hits the flamethrower, it's going to run straight out of the back of the flamethrower, straight into this flamethrower, the shock launcher, the mortar, and the cannon, and it's these defenses here behind the one they're shooting at that cop the most damage. These things will always drop before the defense that they're actually shooting at. So the trick with using these things is to get them nice and lined up, so that they're lined up nicely to hit as many defenses as possible. If you've got this one flamethrower here and the tanks are here, the Lasertrons are here shooting through it, up here there's nothing. At where the splash damage range would be, there's nothing there. So, you know, you're wasting time, you're wasting damage. What you want to be doing is putting the tanks over this side and hitting the flamethrower. And now the damage is running into the machine guns, the other flamethrower, the mortar, the cannon. So you get the idea. It's all about positioning and keeping them lined up so that the laser runs through and does as much damage as possible. And I'll show you that right now. So, or not, because he's online. Okay, let's find another one. He's got a grappler, that's cool, we bought that out. You have to watch these grapplers, obviously. Now, the Lasertrons do an absolute monster amount of damage, but they're glass house troops, they have very little health, so they will die really quick. So what we're going to do is, we're going to put bullet out first, drop the Lasertrons in behind, and the boat of medics. Now, as you can see, the lasers are shooting through, like I said, and taking out the buildings behind the ones they're targeting. And as you can see, they just absolutely wreck everything. Literally everything. And the fact now that we can have 2 per boat is absolutely ridiculous. Just look at these things. Like I said, you don't need no damage statues. You don't need anything with these things. And as you can see there, we're on the HQ. And like I said, it destroys the buildings behind the one it's targeting faster. So it's all about keeping them lined up. As you can see, it doesn't take much effort, especially with 2 per boat. I can't tell you how excited I am about that. And this whole two Lasertrons per boat is absolutely nuts. Now see, this is the kind of base that is perfect for these things. Everything's all clumped up nice and tight. So what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of these shock mines here, and I'm going to drop bullet, and then I'm going to spread out all the Lasertrons along the shore so that we take out everything in one go. Okay, so like I said, clear the mines. Don't want to get bullet getting hung up in the mines. And I'm going to spread the boats out down the beach like so. And you watch how fast this base will drop. Absolutely nuts. I really do like these things. Honestly guys, these things are absolutely mind-blowing. They really are stupidly strong. And as you can see, we've taken out his entire base and we've not even left the beach yet. But as I said guys, they are glasshouse troops. That means that they don't take much to kill, but they do an absolute monster amount of damage. Absolutely crazy. Okay guys, so if you haven't got bullet to tank for you out front, what you can do is take Cavern and Crystal Shield, Ice Shield, like that. And we'll find another victim. That's what I want to do. So the trick is with Cavern, obviously we're going to not have anything out front now tanking for us to protect us from the boom cannons and the sniper towers and stuff. But we don't need to worry because we've got Cavern. I'll show you what I mean now. To use Cavern though, you want them a bit more grouped up than what you normally would. You need to be using your shocks. But see, when you get in a position where something's going to turn and shoot at them and take one out, like this boom cannon over here to the left's about to do, you can use your ice shield, which will protect them enough until they get down what they're shooting at. As you can see there, I managed to save that one from that boom cannon. And now the boom cannon's gone. This does take a little bit more babysitting, obviously, because like I said, they don't take much to kill off. They don't take much to kill, so it is a case of you've got to nurse them a little bit, you've got to babysit them, use your GBE for your shocks and your critters, and use that ice shield when you can't get a shock down quick enough, or if you haven't got the GBE for a shock, you can use ice shield to protect them. And generally 9 times out of 10, if you've got decent statues, you'll save your troops from dying, because obviously the ice shield negates the damage. Right then guys, so you could try it this way too. You can use a couple boats of other troops. This loadout I've got right here is 4 boats of Lasertrons and 4 boats of tanks. Now the reasoning for this is if you don't have bullet, for example, or if you're not confident with Cavern perhaps, then you could use this loadout with pretty much any hero, including Everspark and the good Mrs. Brick. Once again, you need to get rid of the grappler. That Doom Cannon there is going to be an issue too in a minute, but we can keep that one shocked. It's not a biggie. Okay, so the trick with this one would be to spread your tanks down the beach, and then your Lasertrons in behind them, and then your hero of choice. And as you can see there, the rocket launchers are shooting at the tanks. Cavern is looking after them. As you can see, the tanks will take a bit more of a beating than what the Lasertrons will. So they effectively become your meat shield. Think like heavy Zookas with the heavies out front, Zookas in behind. It's that kind of principle, but with tanks as your heavies and the Lasertrons as your Zookas. So there's a few ways to do it. You could use Scorchers as well if you wanted to. My only concern with Scorchers would be friendly fire, because when you shoot, if you had a bunch of troops over here behind the core right now, then those lasers there would damage your troops and kill them off. So they will friendly fire each other, so you need to be aware of that one. But as you can see, it still gets the job done quite nicely. So yeah, you could try a loadout like this, and you could have perhaps Mrs. Everspark with her critters. Again, this would be sort of like a three or even 4 layered troop tactic. Obviously the Scorchers will be out front with the tanks behind them, and the Lasertrons behind the tanks. So you've got sort of two layers of protection there against incoming fire from the defenses. But also with Sparky, you have her critters as well, so that's another added layer of distraction. So you drop your 2 tanks, 2 Scorchers, and your Lasertrons in behind with Sparky in the middle. Now the Lasertrons will get out front. Sorry, the Scorchers will get out front with the tanks in behind. As you can see, obviously the Scorchers are going to take the brunt of all the damage on this one, so you're more likely to lose your Scorchers than you are your tanks. And you shouldn't lose any Lasertrons with this loadout, unless obviously you lose all your tanks and all your Scorchers. then yeah, you might lose a few, but generally you can just sort of land them and let them find their own path and just back them up with your GBE using shocks, critters. If you flare around is probably when you might end up losing 1 or 2 to a boom cannon shot, perhaps as they're moving towards a flare. So I think you're better off just leaving them and letting them clear, unless you can get some sort of strategic advantage from flaring over, to line the Lasertrons up with more defenses. Perhaps that might be worth flaring over for. So yeah, guys, honestly, these things are absolutely insane. Get them loaded, guys. Get on your map and go and let rip. But yeah, guys, play around. Let's see those wacky troop combos, see what you guys come up with, and I think we'll leave it there, guys. I am Icebreaker, this is BBTFRG, and I will see you next time.